I hit record before I even had the headphones on, bro. I hit record before I was even ready to record, bro. I recorded prematurely. Premature recordiation. Not how I wanted to start the podcast, but the end times are near. The end times are near. Find Christ. Find salvation and redeem the sinful acts that you have been living throughout the course of your pitiful life. The end times are near. Rain, floods, blizzards. The second coming is Hey, don't scratch the couch. Sorry, bro. You know what the real end times are near. The real end times are near for Nugget because I swear to God, bro. But to end that little life, not me. I love him too much. But hey, you gonna drop dead if you keep scratching these couches, my boy. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm just kidding, bro. The end times aren't really near. It's just monsoon season or something, bro. I don't know if you can hear it. Because again, nice microphones, bro. They don't pick up a lot of background noise or sound, but it's pouring outside, bro. I got my window open right now because I like that. You know, rain falls in sheets. And the other day, the sheets of rain were falling in through the window. So I was sitting in that podcast chair and I was like, why is it raining on me right now? And then I looked and the window was open and the rain was hitting me directly on that fucking chair. But now, today it's still raining, but the sheets are going that way. This is science, bro. Like straight up, this is some crazy science shit. I don't know how this works. It depends where the clouds are or something. But the sheets are going that way. So I got my window wide open. No rain's coming in. It's beautiful. But it's pouring, man. And it's been pouring for the past like 2-3 days. It's crazy. But I like it, bro. It's a nice little cleanse. Start the year off right with a cleanse. Nice little spiritual cleanse. A nice little, this fucking city needed a bath, if we're being honest. LA could use a shower. Nasty ass fucking streets and shit, dog. But anyways, guys, welcome back to La Frequencia with your host, Floral Frequency, a.k.a. your Floral Father, and Negrito Baby. Aquí viene, mira. Oye, pendejo. Ay, vente, mijo, es podcast time. Mira, Bro, I love this cat so much. It's podcast time, mijo. You need to go in your chair. No quiere. I'm wearing a white shirt, bro. This is a bad decision. I'm going to be wearing a black mink suit after this. A little coat. It's going to look like black mink fur, but it's really just Negrito baby fur. And he left. But anyways, guys, thank you for tuning into the podcast, man. First one of the year. It's a brand new year. But just because it's a new year don't mean it's a new me. New year, same me, bro. We keep pushing. I just had a conversation with my dad yesterday. He told me this story. And I'm going to tell you guys this story. He was just talking to me and stuff. And he's like, what's up with you though, son? He's like, I saw you posted a YouTube video. That's great. We'll get into that. But he's like, I saw you posted a YouTube video. He's like, looks like you're doing good out there. Everything good? I was like, yeah, man, you know, I'm really just trying to focus on the podcast, the YouTube channel. I'm trying to focus on music. I was like, I'm just trying to focus on a lot of stuff because I was like, I feel like I've done a lot of cool things and I've accomplished a lot with my life already in my 25 years, but I'm nowhere near the peak that I envision myself living at. I'm nowhere near the standard that I want my life to be at, you know? And my dad was like, that's good, son. That's good, son. He's like, yeah, keep working, keep pushing. And he's like, and just keep moving. And he's like, you know, I got to tell you a story. He's like, I had a buddy of mine that back in the day, he was feeling really low. He was at one of his lowest points. And he was in an old beat-up beater car. And he pulls up to a gas station. And then right next to him, this nice-ass BMW, brand new, pulls up next to him. And the guy gets out. And he's wearing a nice suit, just looking like a mafioso, like a mob lord. Nice suit, just peppered hair, but nice hairdo, everything. He's looking like money. He's looking and he's smelling like money. And he goes up to my buddy who's in the beater car. And he goes, oh, Connecticut plates. And the guy's like, yeah, Connecticut plates. He's like, I used to live in Connecticut. What part? And then they start talking about Connecticut and stuff. And then in the course of the conversation, he asks the friend, he goes, guess how old I am? The slick executive asked my friend, guess how old I am? And the friend's like, I don't know, bro. You probably like 50, 60 years old. And he's like, I'm 82 years old. And right there, the jaw drops. The guy couldn't believe it. He's like, you're 82? And he's like, yeah, man. And he's like, wow. And he's like, and I just signed up for school. I'm taking some college courses. I'm doing all this stuff. And he's like, if you're 82, why are you just now signing up for college? Why are you doing all this stuff? Why are you doing this? Like all these active, productive things. And he tells him, he's like, listen, man, I'm only going to teach you this lesson. He's like, if I could teach you any lesson right now, it's this. He goes, a lot of the people my age in their 80s, all my friends that are older and stuff, he goes, they're all fat. They're all sitting around. They're all sad. And half of them are dying from all these crazy conditions, heart attacks, diabetes, whatever it is, old people stuff. And he goes, and I didn't want that to be me. So I figured you can't hit a moving target. I'm always moving. I'm always doing something. I just signed up for school. I want to learn stuff. I feel great. I still feel youthful. I'm still acquiring all these things through the course of my life. But just because I've built all this stuff up doesn't mean I'm going to stop now. I keep moving because you can't hit a moving target. And that shit was gangsta, bro. My dad told me that story. I was like, oh, shit. And so my dad was like, and that's my advice to you right now, son. He's like, it looks like you're doing great with all your endeavors and all your stuff. He's like, just keep moving. Just keep moving and just keep pushing because you can't hit a moving target. And I think that's a good way to start this podcast out, bro, is because this podcast is really going to be about the repercussions of a lazy me. I was sitting down yesterday night trying to think of topics for the podcast. I had a couple. I wanted to talk about dopamine, but I've touched on dopamine a little bit in the past, never into too much detail. And I'll probably save that for either a YouTube video or a future podcast that really dives deep into dopamine. But then I was thinking about just like social media, motivation, discipline, but that was literally last week's podcast. And then I just kind of started having a conversation with my girl, and she was talking about how lately she's had to put time limits on a lot of her apps on her phone because she has been procrastinating a lot. And she's like, and I feel like the work that I have to get done throughout the day never gets done because I'm wasting a lot of time on these apps, which is something I've preached so much on this podcast and something I've done a lot throughout the course of since the development of social media, bro. I've kind of been always distracted, and lately, especially in the past year, last year, the year before, I was distracted by social media, bro. Like just mindlessly scrolling through all that stuff. It was a big distraction for me that really kept me from being able to do purely 100% focused work, to grab the task that is at hand and sit down and focus on that task at hand. My focus was all over the place, bro. You would have thought I had ADHD. Because I couldn't focus on one task. I'd be sitting down to let's say. And I'm sitting down to produce. And then I'd get a text message. And then I'd reply to the text message, go to my home screen, see Instagram just sizzling there, begging for my attention. Click me, use me. Don't you want to see what everyone else is doing? But it's like, it was almost like my brain was on autopilot. Like I wasn't even in control of my own actions. I would hit Instagram and just mindlessly scroll, and 2-3 minutes deep, I'd be like, what am I doing? What was I doing? Right, I was working on music. I'd put my phone down, and now it's harder for me to get back into a flow state if I was even in a flow state in the first place because I was so distracted. I was never reaching the point of any sort of flow state because I have all these fucking distractions and everything at hand. So I have gotten to the point where I had deleted Instagram and I know I said it's the repercussions of a lazy me, but let me just finish this little tangent and rant. I deleted Instagram, and I told you guys this around Christmas time on my Christmas break. And I honestly wanted to keep it deleted for the rest of this month, January, until the end of the month. But I'm releasing a song in February that the second part of the drop, so this drop number 2, has a very important element that was not created by me. It was my buddy. He plays the keys, and he fucking shredded this sick-ass lead over the top of it. And I ended up keeping it because it sounded really insane. It was really cool. So we're going to drop the song as a collaboration, but I had to reach out to him and run it by him, because I'm not just gonna release it without crediting him or getting getting his blessing, the homie's blessing, the compa's blessing to drop this track. And so I got on my phone and I was like, I'll just text him. And I realized I didn't have his number, bro. I've only hung out with like twice with this kid, and the second time was a writer's retreat. The first time is when I met him, and then the second time was a writer's retreat in Joshua Tree with me and a bunch of production friends for situations like this, to make music, to make new ideas. Just no cell phones, no bullshit, no nothing, just hanging out with a group of creative individuals, a group of producers to make fire-ass music. And this is something that came out of it, was this fire track. But because of that, since I wasn't that close with him, I didn't have his number. And the only way to reach out to him was through Instagram. And I really didn't want to download Instagram, but I was like, well, I have another song that I'm working on that could really use some amazing lyrics. And I was like, I have an individual in mind who's a really talented vocalist. He has the kind of voice and the kind of sound that I'm looking for this track. I want it to be very like R&B / pop, kind of like a Chris Brown type of vocalist. Very clean, very pristine vocals, not rugged, not grunge, not EDM in your face, like very clean vocals. And so I had a guy in mind, and I don't know this fella at all. We follow each other. He followed me a while back, and I followed him back. And that's how I got introduced to his work. And I was like, this man would be amazing for this track. So I was like, listen, I have 2 valid reasons to download Instagram. So I was like, I'll just re-download the app. I'll get on. I'll message these 2 guys, get their blessings for both, and let one guy know that a collaboration's coming out, hit up another guy to collaborate. So I download Instagram. The moment I'm on, my inbox, fucking like 25 messages. I'm like, bro, goddamn. I appreciate and I love when people reach out to me. It genuinely makes me feel important. But right now, I feel like I have to go on a hiatus, and I kind of have to go ghost from social platforms to work on myself, to come out the end a better person, a more productive person, a more successful person. So I go in, I don't even look at the fucking messages. I don't even look at the messages. I go directly to who I need to message, and I message these 2 guys, and I'm like, okay, the messages are sent, get off the app. I start producing, and what do you know? About 10 minutes later, I get a text message, I respond, and I get right on Instagram. And I'm like, fuck, bro, what am I doing on this app? I go to the kitchen. I make myself a little breakfast, this little like parfait with Greek yogurt, all this stuff. Very good breakfast. I sit down. Usually, now that I haven't had any social medias, I'll sit down, I'll eat my breakfast. I think of what I have to do throughout the day. I have it written down, but I have it written down while I'm eating breakfast. I think about, what are the topics I'm going to talk about for the podcast, for the YouTube video I just did? I'm writing a script. I'm diving really deep into that work and doing something productive to make my life easier when it's time to actually sit down and execute that task. So I'm doing all this stuff, but yesterday I downloaded Instagram, and what do you think I'm doing when I'm eating my fucking breakfast? I'm just scrolling through Instagram, bro. And I was like, I haven't even had this app for a day, and I'm already consumed, so lost. I came in here, I sat in that chair, and old habits die slow, bro. Old habits die fucking slow, because I sat in that chair like old times, and I spent like 5-10 minutes on Instagram before I wanted to meditate. I usually just come in, I have nothing to do. My phone is a paperweight at this point. I come in, I sit down, I start meditating like nothing. Yesterday I come in, I sit down, let me just check something real quick before I meditate. 10-15 minutes go by. That's 10-15 minutes of my day I'm not going to get back. That's 10-15 minutes of my day wasted. I wasn't using that to message those 2 guys. I wasn't using any of that time for the purpose I downloaded the app, the intended purpose. This was complete leisure. This was complete throwaway. So after that, I was like, fuck, man. So I start meditating. And then throughout the course of my day, I just see myself like constantly. I'll just like snap back online. Just like, it's kind of like I blacked out, I zoned out. Damn, it's starting to rain hard, bro. It's starting to rain hard. I got to build an ark, dude. I think God's trying to tell me something. But throughout the course of my day, I would find myself just mindlessly on Instagram, and I'd be like, fuck, man. So I did the same shit that my girl's on right now. And this tactic actually didn't get introduced to me by my girl. It got introduced to me by my buddy Tate. Shout out Tate. Really fucking just good all around dude, bro. I met him in music school at Icon Collective. He's a talented artist, but overall, I'm really amazed by just the person he is. I hold him at such a high regard mentally, and he's a good person to surround myself with. But I remember we all went out to eat, and he told me, he's like, oh yeah, he was like talking about something he had seen on Instagram, and he was going to show us. And so he pulled his phone out to the group, and he clicked Instagram, but he had reached his daily limit. And he was like, oh, I reached my limit. And I didn't even know what that was. I was like, what is that? He goes, it's like a timer that you can set yourself for certain apps. So he's like, for Instagram, I give myself 30 minutes a day. And I was like, 30 minutes a day? He's like, yeah, 30 minutes a day. And he's like, and I've reached that. So whatever I was going to show you guys, sorry. Like, it's not that important, honestly. And when I really thought about it, I was like, it's not that important. Nothing on online, on social media really is that important when you think about it. But you know what is fucking important? To me, at least, what I value, what I hold in high regard is my work. What distracts me from my work? Instagram, social media. My relationship. I told you guys a story where I was with my girl and she said, you know, we could spend more quality time together if you weren't on your phone all the time. I hold my relationship at high regard. That's something I value. What's distracting me from that? Social media. Literally, basic tasks throughout the day to check in and tap in with myself to make sure that mentally I'm okay, to make sure that I'm prepared and ready to tackle the day with maximum drive, effort, and efficiency. I handle that by meditating, by journaling, first thing in the morning. I've been waking up earlier. Another thing, I wake up earlier, I don't even look at my phone, because what am I going to look at? My girl's still sleeping. I don't got to respond to any text messages. I'll shoot her a quick one. Hey, good morning. And then what am I going to sit there on Instagram? I didn't have it. But now that I do have it, I open my phone and just notification. And it's just so tempting to click on one of these notifications. And I already know how that goes. You guys know how this goes, because this might be a lot of you. And I know this is a lot of you. You need to have the humility and the accountability to be like, oh, that's 100% me. Where you wake up first thing in the morning, you click on the Instagram notification, and you spend your first 30 minutes to 45, even an hour in bed just scrolling on Instagram. You already shot yourself in the fucking foot if that's your morning, bro. You think after getting that big-ass dopamine rush from social media, that little dopamine hit, that you're going to want to get up and do anything productive? No. You got your morning off to a shit start already. Good luck trying to get anything done throughout the day, anything of high regard. Because when that was me, and I had on my whiteboard scheduled to go produce, but I woke up and I spent an hour on social media, you think I'm getting up and producing? I'm like, nah, actually, let me go make a coffee or some breakfast, and then I spend it on more social media. I come in here, I sit there, I spend it on more social media, and then I'm like, let's go to the gym. That'll make me feel productive. And the gym, realistically, for the past year, 2 years, has been my only safe space. It's been the only safe space where generally I'm not on my phone. I can get real, focused, authentic work done. My output is amazing. The work I get done is amazing. I love doing it. I love going there. And the results show, but it's like that's the only place for the past year and a half where I felt safe. That's where I felt like I had absolute, complete focus. And where I felt like I go to the gym with Coco more or less every day pretty much. And that was my social time, bro. I have friends at the gym. If I see them, I'm happy to see them. But for the most part, I'm hanging out with my best friend. And we're pushing each other to grow, to be better, to be the biggest, the baddest, and the best. I don't need to be on my phone. I'm getting all my needs met in that moment. I feel like I'm bettering myself. I'm getting productive, focused work done, 100% authentic work done. And I'm with one of my friends. I'm in this social kind of lubed up state of being, and I enjoy hanging out with him, and that releases all the fucking chemicals and dopamine and everything that I need for that task. But when I get home, when I hug my buddy goodbye and we part ways and I feel nice and pumped and just motivated after my workout, there's tasks to get done. The day is not done after I've hit the gym, bro. I still need to come home, and if I want to see my life go anywhere that I envision it going, the gym alone is not going to get me there. There's a lot of good things that can come out of the gym: health, fitness, all obviously living a healthy lifestyle, feeling confident, feeling content, feeling just, confidence, the biggest one for me there. But if I want to start making money, real money, I got to focus on my acting. I got to focus on my modeling. I got to focus on music. Music has been just a hobby of mine since the day I started producing, or since the day I picked up a ukulele. But since that day, I always envisioned this is going to be a career for me. I'm going to make money off this. This is my dream. I want to do this. And somewhere along the lines, I've been distracted. I've been held back by my own fear, my own insecurities, but my own work ethic. Yeah, that was the goal. Like, oh, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be this big artist. But you're not doing anything. You're not acting like that big fucking artist. And you're not, I will guarantee you this, you are not putting in the work that those big artists are, bro. And that's plain and simple. And these are things through the course of the last couple of days that I've had to realize, and that have really kind of been weighing in on me. Because now that I'm at a point where, like I said, I've been waking up early. I've been doing the work. I've been getting everything done. And I've been seeing realistically how easy it is to knock out these tasks throughout the day, and how simple it was this whole time. But I had just been pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off and choosing other things to distract and fill my time up with. It's aggravating to a point, man, where I'm mad at myself, and I'm dealing with the repercussions of a lazy me. I'm dealing with the repercussions of a lazy me from last year, a lazy me from the year before, that didn't even pick up their laptop to produce. Was like, oh, I'll have plenty of time later. Time's running out, man. I'm 25. And yeah, you're going to say, yeah, you're young and all this stuff, but it's like, yeah, I'm working and I'm getting there, and it's like, it's all experience. You learn a lot of things. The further you go down in life, the more you progress, but time's running out, bro. If I could go back to 20 and just from 20 to 22 say like, hey, cut out all the dilly-dallying, cut out all the drinking, the partying, the wanting to hook up with girls, cut out all this fucking dumb shit that you're doing, lock yourself up in your fucking room and just like knock out music and release it and mix it and master it and do all this stuff for 2 years, I'd be light years ahead of where I'm at now. If I was like, cut out all the partying, all the bullshit, all the dilly-dallying, cut all that shit out, lock yourself up in your room for 2 years, and really just hone in and focus on the craft of being an actor, of modeling, reach out to more agencies, reach out to more people, do more stuff. I could be in some Netflix series right now. I could be doing something way further than where I'm at now. And again, I'm grateful for the place I'm in now. I'm in a position in life that not a lot of people get to be in. And I'm thankful and I'm happy for that. I've done stuff that a lot of people dream of doing in terms of career, like the acting, like the commercials, like the modeling. But I'm not satisfied in any sense of the way. I'm not financially independent to a point where it's like, oh, I have fuck you money. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm still a slave to wages. I still worry about bills. I still worry about finances. But I envision a life where I don't have to do that because I've put in the work. Because I've gotten to a point where I have fuck you money, bro. Because of the work. Hola, negro. ¿Qué tú estás haciendo? All right. He's reminding me that it's intermission time. So I'm going to hit the intermission, and then we're going to get back into this topic and finish out this podcast, man. Mwah! So when I say I'm dealing with the repercussions of a lazy me, it's, I feel like the first half of that podcast made it seem like I was fully blaming social media. I'm not blaming social media. But social media for me personally is something that has been keeping me distant from my goals, has been holding me back from the things I'm trying to accomplish. And that's something I had to realize. I don't know if it's because obviously they craft and design those things to be super addictive, but like, now that I'm not drinking, now that I'm not smoking, now that I'm not doing any of these things that I used to occupy myself with, that I used to seek out for high levels of dopamine and these dopamine rushes and urges and cravings and stuff, I feel like social media is the easiest one for me to get into. So maybe it's something in my addictive personality, addictive brain, addictive mind that's like, let's waste our time here. But I'm not fully blaming social media. There's 1,000,001 causes why I'm dealing with the repercussions of a lazy me, bro. And I think I was listening to the Modern Wisdom podcast with Chris Williamson, and this was a podcast he did with Ryan Holiday. And they were talking about not even a concept, bro. They were talking about something that I was like, man, that's been me my whole life. And if this is you or you can relate, then we got to switch something up. But I heard that and I was like, fuck, man, that's embarrassing to admit that's me. But it says talking about the thing and doing the thing vie for the same resources. And I'll say that again. Talking about the thing and doing the thing vie for the same resources. The same system that gives you rewards and makes you feel good can be triggered by simply talking about the task as well. And I feel like for a good chunk of my life, I've been all talk. Like I said, and I've said this story 1,000,001 times on the podcast. I've talked about having a podcast. I talked about that for a year, for 2 years. Technically, if you want to get real technical with it, like 2015, 2016, when me and Coco were trying to start a podcast, that's something I've been talking about and wanting to do forever. And I didn't actually start it until last year, 2022. I was all talk on that subject. But talking about starting a podcast, release some sort of rewards, release some little hit of dopamine where I was like, ooh, I'm going to do it. And it felt good and I felt successful and I felt ambitious and like there was a drive in me. I got the same sense of satisfaction as if I had already started the podcast. And I feel like a lot of people do this. You talk about something, you have a friend, let's say, that you work with, and he's like, fuck this job, bro. I'm going to quit. I'm literally quitting and I'm going to go do this instead and make my dreams come true. And you're like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. And a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, a month goes by, 2 months goes by, and he's still there. He's still there doing the same fucking dumb job that both of you are in. And you're like, bro, I thought you said you were going to quit. And he's like, I am. No, I'm just like, it's not, the timing's not right. Like, I am. And it's like, don't talk about it, be about it. Coco had this homie Tyler back in the day. And Tyler had this amazing fucking quote that obviously Coco latched onto and then started telling me, and then I latched onto. It's the quote of the generations that's been passed down from compa to compa. And it was, don't tell me, show me. Don't tell me, show me, bro. And I've always been one to tell people stuff. But I've always been the same person to not show anyone anything, bro. Because I had nothing to show. This podcast took me, if we're going to be super technical, since 2015 to put on. 15, 16. It's fucking like 8 years, bro. That's like 7, 8 years, bro. That's ridiculous. The YouTube channel. I just posted my first YouTube video, man. And I had always told everyone, like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I remember way fucking back in the day, bro. I was talking to this girl in Vegas. We had this on and off relationship because I lived in LA already and she was in Vegas. But like, we kind of were like, you know, we were kind of a thing before I moved out here, and then I moved out here, and every time I'd go back, I would hang out with her and see her, and we would just talk about stuff. And I remember one time we were at Cafe Zupa's on a little lunch date, and I was telling her all the cool things I'm doing in LA and what I wanted to accomplish, and I told her, I was like, yeah, I want to start a YouTube channel. I didn't say I want it. I said I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I was like, when I get back to LA, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. That was in like 2016, bro. And I wanted to start a YouTube channel in high school. I thought that was so cool. In high school, I wanted to start a YouTube channel. That goes back even further. That goes back to like 2011, 2012, man. Why am I telling this girl in 2016 that I'm going to do this and just now being able to show anything that I had fucking done that task? Same concept. It took me 7 or 8 years to get it off the ground and figure it out. That's too much time, bro. That's procrastinating. I'm dealing with the repercussions of a lazy me. I'm dealing with the repercussions of a fearful me. Because when I really sat down and filmed and recorded that YouTube video, yeah, I wasn't perfect at all. It was far from perfect, bro. I sat down one day to do it, and I didn't really have anything planned out. I had a topic I wanted to talk about, and I feel like when I have a topic, I can get on this podcast and rant about it and get my points across really well. I've gotten into a flow state when I get up here and do this podcast. But this was a new medium that I was trying to tackle. So I sat down one day and I was trying to record it, and it was a fucking mess. And I texted my girl. I was like, God damn, bro, I just spent the last 2-3 hours trying to figure out this YouTube thing, and I'm wildly underprepared. I overestimated how simple I thought this task would be because of the podcast and because of my ability to speak and my comfortability in front of a camera and stuff. But when I sat down real close to the camera and was just talking to nobody, I was like, I need to figure this out. I need to go back to the drawing board. So I spent the rest of that day writing a script, plotting, making ideas, researching, looking up things that I want, looking up the topic, the task that I wanted to talk about. And then the next day I woke up 7 a.m. bright and early like I've been doing. I made my coffee, ate my little breakfast, came in here. It's probably around 8 o'clock at that point. Knocked out the video in like 20 minutes. Prepared, ready. And I was like, damn, bro. See what happens when you prepare? See what happens when you just take a little bit of fucking time, take a little bit of fucking effort, actually are in control and in charge of your focus. You determine where you direct your energy. Because right after that, was I like, okay, I filmed the video. I can fuck off now and dilly-dally and get on Instagram for fucking an hour and then edit it. No, dude, right away. I recorded. I was like, I love those takes. That was great. Uploaded everything to my computer, started editing it. And I started editing it probably around like, let's say 8:30, 9 o'clock. And by 1 o'clock, bro, I was done. And I'm not going to lie. It was a little tedious editing that video. If you guys have seen it, thank you for supporting it already. If you're subscribed to the channel, I'm sure you got a notification. If you homicide the like button, teabag that fucking bell notification and subscribe to the channel, you've probably seen it already. And thank you so much, bro, for the support. This is something I've been telling you guys. Again, don't tell me, show me. Talking about it gives the same fucking rush as doing it. The very first fucking podcast that I put on, man, the pilot episode, episode 1, even episode 2, I told you guys like, oh yeah, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to post actual videos on the YouTube channel. And all of last year, all I posted was podcasts. No effort was ever made to sit down and record a YouTube channel. So why am I getting up here and telling you guys that this is something I'm going to do? Why am I in Cafe Zupas in 2016 on a date telling this girl that I'm going to start a YouTube channel? Why did last year at the start of the year, I started my podcast, which again, told myself I was going to do and it took me forever to do. And I'm telling you guys, I'm lying to you guys and telling you that I'm going to start a YouTube channel this year. And it didn't get off the ground until this year, man. This is what I'm talking about. I'm dealing now with the repercussions of a lazy me. I'm dealing now with the repercussions of a fearful me. And in a sense, I'm grateful that I have started these things. And I'm grateful that it's better late than never, you know? Anyways, back to the topic. If you saw the video and you've liked it or you supported it, I cannot fucking thank you enough, bro. This is a new endeavor that means a lot to me. Like I said, it's been on my mind for years and I'm tired of talking about it. I'm gonna be about it, you know? Also, if you have any ideas for videos that you'd like to see, any topics that you would like to see me talk about in a shorter form, like short form, very edited, kind of attention grabbing, entertaining ways, let me know, man. Leave it in the comments of that video, this video, or I'm not going to say DM me anymore, bro, because fuck Instagram. I'm not going on Instagram for a while, bro. If you have my number, text me directly. Let me know what you want to see. But anyways, I recorded the video. I edited the video, and I was done by like 1 o'clock, bro. And I was like, all of that's done. I just have to upload. That takes like 30 minutes, and I have the rest of the day to do whatever. I looked at my whiteboard. These were the biggest tasks. These were at the top of my whiteboard, what I thought was going to take the most energy and the most effort. And because I woke up early, had no distractions, just fucking sat down and did the work 100% completely present and focused, I was like, damn, why had I put that off for 7 years? Why did I put that off for 8 years? Actually doing the work was not as hard or as terrifying or as treacherous as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I had that one day where I was fumbling the bag and I was kind of tripping over my own words and struggling to piece it together. But when I sat down, wrote a script, outlined the fucking video, and I was like, all right, these are the points I want to hit. This is how I'm going to say these things. This is where my little jokes and punchlines and stuff are. I knocked that shit out easy, man. The most tedious task was editing the video because they are highly edited. But even then, when I got done with editing the video, I got that sense of success, of fulfillment, of relief, of I did the hard work. The reward is not like, I'm not seeking the reward of like, I want money and gain and all this stuff and fame and all this stuff. That's a byproduct of hard work and consistency. But I'm getting the dopamine rush. I'm getting that that feeling of I don't want to say productivity, that feeling of purpose. I'm getting I'm getting a feeling that I have a purpose, that I'm doing something fun, creative for myself, and something that may help other people. And I'm getting that dopamine rush from the effort, from doing the work. And knowing that I got it done undistracted and was still able to go to the gym, hit my workout, come back, upload it, work on music, do whatever I had to do, bro. That was such a satisfying feeling. And it made me realize, why did it take me 8 years to get this done? Why did I lie to my podcast listeners? Why did I lie to my friends? Why did I just talk about it? Why was this something I just talked about? It was a piece of cake, bro. Why did I put that off for so long? This podcast, when I first started it took me forever to figure out, guys. And you saw that in the first couple episodes. They were short. They were kind of all over the place. They were kind of like really just on the cusp, on the fly, thrown together. But I was figuring it out. And now I have it figured out. The YouTube stuff, I'm sure there's, like I said, it's going to be trial and error. But for the most part, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. And this is the one last little example that I'll get into on the terms of I'm dealing with the repercussions of a lazy me. On most days, I have all my songs, and I told you guys about this, that I want to release for next year. But a lot of these songs are done. Here's the thing. I've lied to myself since the conception of these songs, and I created them, and I told myself, like, oh, that song's pretty much done. I can work on something else. But that song's not pretty much done, because I was lying to myself and saying the song's pretty much done when it was just, for example, I went in to work on a track the other day. I had on my whiteboard, I said, finish this track. But my whole life, I had told myself that track was done. So when I sat down and opened up the track, it was an intro, a verse, a build-up, drop number 1, empty space, drop number 2, nothing. I had the 2 drops. So I had the first half of a song done. And then the hardest part of getting back into a song, the hardest part creatively to piece together, the second drop, done. I just needed to do the literal fucking easiest task of the song. And I had put that off for 2 years. I conceived and created this song in 2019, bro, when I was going to Icon. And I was like, oh, this song slaps. I'm going to release this. This is going to be such a banger. And it's standed the test of time. A lot of the music I'm releasing is music I made in 2019 and 2020. And I go back and I listen to this and I'm like, why didn't I put this out? Because I was fucking lazy, bro. I didn't have the work ethic. I didn't have the discipline. I didn't have any of the drive to make this shit happen. And now a 25-year-old man is dealing with the fucking laziness of 21-year-old me. 25-year-old me is dealing with the fucking laziness of 22-year-old me, bro. And it's infuriating in a sense, because if I really, really wanted to be where I wanted to be, I told myself I always want to be a fucking sick-ass music producer. I want to be playing shows and festivals and doing all this stuff. If I would have just finished a track in 2019 and released it, and kept making tracks and releasing them through the course of 2019 to now, again, compound effect. I'd be much further off in my production career. I probably could have been playing festivals. I probably could have been playing shows, Academy, these places around town here in LA. I could have done that. I could have built a strong presence in the music industry, in the music scene, for electronic music, for whatever I'm trying to do. But none of that ever came into fruition because I never dropped any of this shit, bro. And I never dropped it because, like I said, I had to get in and make a verse section. That's the easiest fucking part to make. It's like I'm finishing these tracks. The other day I had another house track that I needed to finish. Guess what needed to be done in the track? All that needed to be done in the track was a 8-bar outro, a 16-bar outro. That's the only thing that was missing. I went in there, I made the outro in like fucking 10 minutes. And I was like, why did 10 minutes of work take me 2 years to accomplish? Why did I put off 10 minutes of work for 2 years, bro? That's unacceptable to me in my mind, looking at it now. Now that I'm actually getting this stuff done, now that I'm finishing these songs, now that I'm going into the project files and just making the second verse, why is 10 to 20 minutes of work taking me 2 years to fucking do? Because I'm dealing with the repercussions of a lazy me, bro. And I don't want this to be you guys. I don't want this to be you guys. If there's something that you've been putting off, or there's something that you have to be honest with yourself, you are fucking being lazy about, bro. You need to find the discipline in you to get it done and to put it out. Because if it's something creative like me for my music, that means the world to me. That means it's my number one goal in fucking life is my music, bro. And for you guys, if there's something that you have that passion, that drive, that fire, and that ambition for, but you're putting it off, you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're cheating yourself. If it's an insecurity thing, I understand a lot of people are insecure about their work, or a lot of people don't feel like they're good enough, but fuck that. I'm telling you that you're good enough. You're more than good enough, bro. Because there's motherfuckers out there that are less talented, but have the discipline and are putting their shit out, actually putting their shit out, and they're living lives way better than what you're at right now. And I just have to be honest with you, because that's what I realized for myself. There's motherfuckers living my dream that have half the talent that I have. And I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to say that. I know what I bring to the table. But my work ethic was never there. My discipline was never there. And I don't want that for you guys, bro. I don't want that for you guys. And the first half when I was blaming social media and shit, it is kind of annoying because I do have friends. I'm not throwing anyone under the bus, but I have friends that literally you check their screen time and it's like 9 hours. 9 hours of fucking screen time. And you go to the majority of that and it's fucking TikTok, bro. TikTok and Instagram and all this shit. And it's like, you figure there's 24 hours in a day. You're asleep for 8 of those hours. So that's what, like 16 hours throughout the day that you're actually up, that you have to invest in yourself, to invest in your career and your mindset and whatever it is, bro. To elevate yourself, to bring yourself to a higher status. And you're spending more time than a full-time job on fucking TikTok, dude. Something that personally is unacceptable for me. And I don't want that for any of my friends. I don't want that for any of my loved ones, because I know what these people are capable of. I know what these people can accomplish and conquer, but they inevitably down the lines are going to deal with the repercussions of a lazy them. And you, if this is you, you're going to deal with the repercussions of a lazy you. Just how I'm dealing with the repercussions of a lazy me right now. And that's not fucking cool, bro. So my day now, bro, it's by the numbers. I have it written down on my whiteboard, what I'm going to do, what time I'm going to do it, how I'm going to get it done. And I don't let anything get in the way anymore, bro. I don't give a fuck. There's been people that have been inviting me out. Hey, do you want to go to the arcade? I don't give a fuck about the arcade. Hey, do you want to go eat here? I don't give a fuck, bro. Honestly, I'm at a point in my life where it's like, I'm not getting any of my time back. If I don't focus on myself, who the fuck's going to focus on me, bro? If I don't make my dreams come true right now, right this instant, and obviously it's not going to happen overnight, but it's not going to happen if I'm not doing anything. You can't hit a moving target, bro. I'm a moving target. I'm choosing to be a moving target. Try to hit me. You can't fucking hit a moving target, bro. I'm tired of living distracted. I'm tired of living unfocused. I'm tired of not getting where I want to be simply because the blame is on me, simply because I'm being fucking lazy, bro. So I'll tell you what my routine looks like now, and then we'll shut this one off, bro. I feel like this has been really aggressive and really ranty, but more so it's, like I said, more so I get up here and I speak to myself, bro. And this is kind of realizations and a lot of internal battles that I've been struggling with lately. But now I wake up 7 a.m., 7:30, between that time, bright and early. I go to bed at like 10 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, I'm done, bro. I'm out. I'm sleeping. Don't invite me nowhere. Don't text me. Don't nothing, bro. I'm asleep. I wake up 7:30 between those times. I have my cafecito time. I have a breakfast. I come back. I meditate. I journal. I've already gotten so much done. It's not even 8 o'clock, bro. It's maybe by this time it's like 8:15. After that, I sit down and I produce fully focused, undistracted. My phone's still on Do Not Disturb. My phone's still on Do Not Disturb. My girl's not even up yet. So I can really, there's no excuse why I shouldn't have 100% focused work going, 100% focused attention going into the task at hand, which is finish these fucking songs from 2 years ago, bro. And I finished like 5-6 songs in the past week or two, man. Now it's the next tedious task to mix and master. And we're going to do that too. We're getting there. But I just want to finish these fucking songs, bro. So I give myself until 12 o'clock p.m. until the afternoon. So from like 8:30, 9 o'clock to 12 to do fully 100% uninterrupted, focused production work. After that, I go to the gym. I get home at around like 2:30, 3, bro. I'll eat and I'll come back and it's like I've produced, I've meditated. I've done so much with my day already. What else can I do? If I really wanted to, I could record a YouTube video, work on the YouTube video, post the YouTube video. That would probably take me to the end of that day, to around like 9, 10 o'clock, and I can eat again, go to bed. I have plenty of time to focus on this podcast. I have plenty of time to go out, go for a walk in nature. I have plenty of time to do whatever the fuck I want. In my opinion, I've already done so much in that day than I have over the course of 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 fucking years, man. And it's not like I'm doing anything new. I'm just playing catch up. I'm just cleaning up the fucking mess that 21-year-old me laid out. I'm just making up for and dealing with the repercussions of a lazy me. I'm finishing projects I started 2 years ago. I'm doing stuff that I said I was going to do 6 years ago, 2 years ago. And like I said, it's better late than never, but god damn, bro. This has been a revelation for me that I don't want any of you guys to deal with. And if this is you, man, we got to get it together. We got to hold each other accountable. Like I said, the reason of this podcast is to lift each other up, to make each other better, to force each other to grow. So we can be the biggest, the baddest, and the best. And we're only going to get there if we're real with each other, if we don't fucking bullshit with each other, and we hold each other accountable, man. So I have a lot of friends, man, that have hit me up that said, I'm going to start a YouTube channel in the new year. Do it. What are you waiting for? Do it. I have a lot of producer friends I know that have been sitting on a fucking vault of fire-ass music. Hasn't been released. I'm sure, like me, it's not even done yet. Finish it. Do it. What the fuck are you waiting for? It's a treacherous life out here, bro. And old habits die slow, but you can't hit a moving target, man. So I think that's where I'm going to leave this one. Sorry if this was like a downer, ranty one, but man, I needed this was almost therapeutic to me. It's like I needed to get this off my chest. And I'm sure this is something that a lot of people feel or can relate to. So if this is something that did resonate with you or this is you have to be real with you. If this is you, go ahead or even if this is not you and you just want to support your boy, homicide the like button, teabag that fucking bell notification, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into La Frequencia with your host, your floral father, and Negrito Baby, who I don't know where he's at. Probably taking a little nap in this end times weather. But as always, guys, I'm sending love and positive energy your way. Mwah. We're not letting nothing hold us back this year, bro. It's unacceptable behavior, and I'm not letting any of my viewers or my followers or my fucking extended family to give into that lifestyle. So let's get our shit together, guys.